What is going on, guys? Today we have a little bit of a sequel to my Pwnage Ultra Custom Symmetrical unboxing. So today I want to review the mouse after about 8 hours of use. So first of all, I just want to say that I haven't had any issues with the mouse. The only glaring thing that could be a problem is that they did mention on the website that they would send you micro adjusters for the button tensioning, but I did not receive those, and I emailed Pwnage and hopefully they'll get back to me and send out some of those, because there is a little bit of rattle in the mouse as a result of the small space between the buttons and the tensioning system. When you look at the mouse and you really inspect it, my copy, there's no visual flaws, nothing wrong with it. I did have trouble figuring out how to turn on the RGB through the software, but I think that's just because the software is pretty much awful. The only reason I would say to use the software is to change the pulling rate from 500 to 1000 if you use 1000. If you use 500, I would say don't download the software at all, because it's 500 from the factory. I do think it is cool that you can take off the shell and they send you a second shell. So if you don't like a honeycomb design, you could put this on, but it kind of adds to the weight, which detracts from the overall purpose of buying a honeycomb mouse. You can also take the battery out. I'm not going to mess with that though, because my copy works and I don't want to mess anything up. The feet are pretty solid. I would say these are the best stock feet I've ever tried. I've used a lot of Zowie mice. I have the Superlight and the G Pro wireless. I would say of all the other feet that I've used, the best after the break-in period was the G Pro Superlight, but I think these are better than that. They're nice and thick. You can see the thickness there. The only issue is they're not rounded, but once you break those in, no problems there. The main clicks, the mouse uses Omron 50Ms, so I mean, what do you expect from an Omron 50M? I mean, it's a solid click, nice and tactile, pretty loud actually, but I don't know if these are the exact same 50Ms that have the double clicking issues with the G Pro wireless, but if I ever have any double clicking issues, I will make a video about it and let you guys know. The side buttons on this mouse are amazing. I really do love these side buttons. They're nice and large, good for my grip, my little claw palm, relaxed claw grip. They're right by my thumb. And they're not mushy at all. They're very responsive. The RGB is a cool feature, I guess, if you like that. Obviously, it automatically turns off the back RGB to conserve battery while you're tracking, but when you're not moving the mouse, it turns the RGB back on. I had heard some issues where people's LEDs looked very green. I don't have that issue once I figured out how to turn it on. But I just like the DPI light on, so I know that I'm on 400 DPI. But looking at the flex of the mouse, if you really squeeze, you can actuate the rear mouse button, but obviously that's not gonna affect any of your actual gameplay. Bottom flex, there's no bottom flex. I mean, this is solid, and it's pretty impressive that it feels as structurally sound as it does, much like the M42, because you can remove the back shell. And you can also remove these buttons, which is a nice feature. You can buy other button sets on their website and get some custom coloring going. But I think overall this mouse is very good. I would say that between this and something like a Superlight, obviously there's a 12-gram difference, so if that really matters to you, I would say get the Superlight. But for someone looking for a good value mouse that is like pretty good quality, and I think this is good quality for what you're paying, I would get this mouse, especially if you like a mouse with a hump closer to the back, whereas the G Pro Wireless and Superlight, the hump would be right about here. The hump here really is more pronounced in the back, which is nice for a nice claw grip. It's basically exactly the same size as the Zowie S2, with slight millimeter discrepancies in both the length and the back flare out. It is smaller in both of these. Overall, I really like this mouse. They do use a 33-35 sensor, which has had some issues in the past, but after 8 hours of use, like, I'm just a pretty average gamer. I mean, there's no issues. I haven't had any tracking missteps, any stutters, nothing, no problems with the tracking at all. The only thing that I would say is kind of disappointing is the stock cable. As in most mice, the stock cable is not the greatest. It does have a decent flex to it, but it's not amazing. If you plug it in and you hold it, I mean, you see it does move a bit. It's not like a paracord, but it's not bad. The only reason you need to use the cable is to charge. So honestly, when I'm charging this mouse, I might just pull out the Superlight, use the Superlight until this is charged, unplug it, use this again. But for now, I think this mouse is going to stay on the desk and be the #1 mouse for now, until something else comes along that I like better. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching, and if you made it this far, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a comment on what you think I should include or shouldn't include in further review videos, so that I can make these a little bit more concise and to the point. Thanks for watching.